Today we wrap up our 3-week stay in Mexico by sampling the last of our snacks from south of the border. We also usher in the month of April and see if the old saying is true, that it comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. A lamb is also known as a ewe. Tried Dat. You Tried Dat. I'm Nick Novak with the Pale Shade Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Meh.
Yep.
That's my lamb. That's my lamb or my goat. I guess they're kind of the same.
I feel like goats are a little more aggressive. Like goats are more like, bah! And like sheep are just bah.
How about goatsy? Is that more aggressive?
Yeah.
We do, this is really stupid, just real quick. You know, you do like when you have a little kid, you're like reading books with animal sounds and stuff like that, or there's like animals and you always imitate the animal sounds. That's why I always had like the more aggressive goat. But I definitely, whenever there's a seahorse, I make a horse sound. And like my 4-year-old daughter now still legitimately thinks that seahorses go, neigh. And I'm just going to keep riding that as long as I can.
We used to have one of those books where like you read the book and it has the animals and it has like all the pictures by it and you press the button for the animal. It makes the animal noise. So like you read, the cow, and then my daughter would hit the cow button and it goes moo, and it would go into the barn. But they had like 2 animals that don't make noise. So they assigned them like it was like a butterfly. They just played like this jazz flute. It was like, and I'm like, my wife and I would always laugh like, why don't put a butterfly in the book? Like that doesn't even make sense.
Pick a different animal.
Yeah.
Butterflies suck shit anyways.
Yeah. Who likes butterflies?
No opinion on butterflies. Novak butterflies?
Oh yeah. The butterfly will be played by the piccolo.
Do you love everything butterfly? I don't even.
All right, I got a story for you guys.
Yeah.
The new, they're coming out with new phone products for your phones all the time.
Sure. Cases, screens, headphones, all the products.
Yep. So this is about some lips they made for the phone. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but so there's like a little mounting device that you put it on, and underneath the device is a pair of lips, like a rubber pair of lips. It says, "You want to send your faraway lover a kiss? A Chinese contraption with warm, moving silicone lips appears to have the answer." The device, advertised as a way to get long-distance couples to share real physical intimacy, is causing a buzz among Chinese social media users who have reacted with both intrigue and shock. So what it is you kiss these lips, and then like with the sensors like that are in there, mimic that to the other user who is also kissing a pair of lips. All right, so that you can only put your lips on this thing. Right.
It's not deep enough for anything else. I guess assholes.
The mouth, there's a video of it. It's really bizarre looking. It looks like a humanoid little like moving mouth, and you can't tell like how much room there would be for your tongue in there.
Yeah, for your tongue. That's what I want to know.
Yeah. You can also like, it says upload your signature kiss, and then you could like try out kissing random people.
I got a signature kiss. Right. Been working on it for 40 years.
You can
the old Hancock agenda there.
You can kiss strangers, right? You like download, I'm going to see what kissing Taylor Swift is like, and then you download her uploaded version of the kiss. I'm sure she is not uploading her kiss on there.
I'm sure she does not need the money that badly.
I'm going to try out Geiger's kiss. And then just
why is there so much teeth in here? It smells like Mountain Dew. Can you talk to it? Can it just be like a, hey, what's up? And the lips go like, hello, what's up? Like talk, or is it just for kissing?
No. The lips move as you speak. No, there's no recording. It just uploads this. There must be like little pin sensors inside these rubber lips. Could you see any scenario in which you are living far apart from your significant other that you would give this a shot?
I'm not kissing a phone. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not kissing a phone. I'm not kissing. You make this remote control like love doll or something that's supposed to be. It's just not gonna feel right. Were I 15, 20 years younger and a millennial, I could see the phone getting lost up my butt, perhaps, as they remotely eat my ass. That's millennials too. Oh, that is disgusting. That
disgusting.
Picture. That's fucking horrific.
Your phone like sits right on top of that.
He's trapped in a PCP pipe or something. PVC, not PCP. But yeah,
it looks like something from like a horror movie, like from like Human Centipede or something like that. Truly,
bird fuck me. Yeah, I mean, look, we all know that this is not going to be used for sweet, innocent, long lost lovers. This is going to be used for dude to download Jenna Jameson kiss to put all over his dong. Yeah, that's
people kissing it.
Those two people are right next to each other. What the fuck's the point?
Yeah, I think they're like just demonstrating
demoing the tech. Yeah.
That's fucking weird, man. I don't know. Would you want to?
And how long? How long? Let's measure this in minutes and not days before you put it on your dick.
Right. Like at this point, when I'm an adult, like how long do I really want to make out anyway? That's not really what I'm missing. Is a sensuous
honestly,
kiss.
Kissing, kissing. Whatever.
Yeah. Sell me virtual first base. Thanks.
I just take a nice I'd rather have like my phone hug me. Just a nice long hug. Maybe my phone is the little spoon. And then I cop a feel of the phone's booby, something like that.
Attach the virtual cans.
How big is it? This is like a fucking phone booth you're sleeping with. Like boobs spooning a phone with big old titties.
Yeah. How long until someone programs the thing to just say like, "Come on my face," lips, and then you just nut on your phone.
This is basically that movie Her, only they added lips, right? It's like that where the phone is like in love with him or the computer program.
I do remember. Maybe this is a little TMI, but a while back, while my wife and I were long distance for a number of years, I was in the market for a product known as a fleshlight, and I had one for a while. But the thing you mentioned, they had like you could choose different porn stars like vaginas that it was like modeled after, and I was just looking at them like these all look the same.
They're that different? Yeah, is like just different colors?
They were like they're
like one, molded to that.
Yeah,
I'm assuming, right?
But I'm like they all look pretty much the same. I don't see why you'd pick one or the other.
Right. You remember when you got like your braces mold? Right, it's the same deal.
Yeah. You also, ironically, went to the dentist to get your fleshlight, right? Aren't they all like porn stars' vaginas? I'm not trying to be crass, but aren't they all just like pretty loose and sloppy? Like, is there really like a?
You're not trying to be crass, and yet you just said like the most possible crass thing you could say.
Well, I mean, like, what's the fucking difference? It's a fucking sock either way.
All vaginas are beautiful. It's a beautiful, most powerful muscle. Truly a wonderful thing. Yes, thank you for the applause about me talking.
Who are you sucking up to right here? But, what are you getting out of this?
I'm just saying. Like they all
overcorrect for your fucking loose and sloppy comment.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this guy might be at risk of losing all his free fleshlight access if he doesn't.
I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it.
So which porn star did you choose? Don't leave us hanging.
You were about hang on. You're about to say I threw it out and then changed to I got rid of it. So
no, I
using your used fleshlight.
No. I threw it in the trash. I threw it in the trash because it like
you put it on next door.
Is it sat on the shelf in the basement for like 4 years untouched or something like that. And I'm like, this thing is I cleaned it, but I'm like, at this point, the inside of this thing has got to be full of all kinds of,
Put it
alien
fuck away. Why is it on the shelf?
like hidden in storage in the basement. You know what I mean? Like in the dank basement. I'm like, this thing's got to be foul inside, so I just chucked it.
Just buried your shame in the attic.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I picked Asa Akira.
I don't know. Is that
okay?
Hentai character or something?
No.
How many tentacles came with it?
Actually, to me, the more while we're getting into it, the more interesting choice to me was like they had all the different like ribbing options on the inside. You know what I mean? Like the we probably cut all this out actually. I should probably stop.
Nope.
You locked a lot
of fuck. This is more research than you put into buying your own house and stuff.
I'm just saying I spent way more time on that part of it versus like which porn star it was.
Right. Nerd buys a fleshlight, just spends days researching.
And I got it on a Black Friday sale, so I was pretty proud of that.
I was one of the first people at Target waiting in line for the... Oh, man. I remember we were in New Orleans for like one of our anniversaries, and we went to like a big porn store there. It's like, like looking around, and my wife like goes up to this guy. It's almost like one of those like people you see him at the grocery store and they're selling wine. Like there's a guy just standing at a booth full of like fancy vibrators. And she's like, my wife goes up and is like, oh, what's this? It's like, oh, it's the whatever, Fuckatron 3000. I don't know the fucking name. But it was like this elaborate electronic contraption, all these like holes and things. And she goes, I don't even like, what does this do? And like real bluntly goes, that just latches onto your clit and sucks to your cum. And I just started, I don't know, the way you said it was so direct. I just started dying laughing. And she's like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, it's great. It really gets you off. I'm like, all right, now you can stop. But it was like this, like, it's almost like asking someone at Home Depot, like, what features an oven has. Like, oh, yeah, it's a convection oven. It bakes, chickens or whatever. And this guy was just like, yeah, it just fucking latches onto your clitoris until you fucking nut. I'm like, all right. Thank you, sir. We'll take 3.
Picturing the Black Friday sale. There's a bunch of a giant crowd of people. It's Chad and a couple other people lined up at the front of the door. He turns one way and asks some middle-aged lady what she's there for. She's like, oh, I'm here for the 70-inch TV. And then he turns the other way and there's like a mustachioed, long-haired guy in a trench coat. What are you here for? What the fuck do you think I'm here for?
70-inch TV also. I bought it online. Okay? There was no stampeding for the 30% off fleshlights.
Doors open, he goes sprinting. Last one to the fleshlights are out now.
I trampled like 3 grandmas to get mine.
Trampled 3 grandmas.
All right, we got 4 snacks to eat, so let's get started.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna eat these 4 snacks from Mexico. Again, thank you for Chad's brother David for getting us these snacks. And we're gonna rate them on a 5-point scale: a love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. Let's start with the Hershey's Frescos con Crema. So this is a strawberries and cream Hershey bar. On the inside, it's not broken up your standard square where you can break off a square Hershey. It's actually got a triangle pieces, and I think that's just a playful way to show these ice cream cones that they've put on each piece.
That's fun.
Super fun.
Yeah. Whoa.
What's inside?
Strawberries, which you're allergic to.
I mean, is it dried strawberry inside?
Oh.
A little
no,
crunchy.
I very much doubt there's a lot of real strawberry in this.
I'm sure it's just strawberry flavoring.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
I wasn't worried.
Wow.
I just couldn't tell what it was. Ugh.
It is like neon pink, this bar. And
it's crazy because we really liked one of the strawberry Kit Kats, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But this is always done so poorly. All right, Geiger, you're up first. What do you think of this thing?
Well, as my friend Kevin Nash would say, this is too sweet. I can't. This is
friends with Kevin Nash.
We're best buds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good at. We wrestle together. We're a tag team. He's the big giant guy, and I'm the guy who gets my ass kicked.
What's his Robo Kiss like?
He's big, sexy. I don't know. It's really nice.
Would you rather Robo Kiss Kevin Nash or Steve Nash? Which of the two Nash brothers?
Steve Nash seems more romantic. Kevin Nash is just there to fucking bang some road rat and move on.
Which Nash Bridges guy would you rather kiss? Don Johnson or Cheech Marin?
Do I have to pick? I guess Don Johnson. I guess, I mean, Cheech Marin looks like a troll, let's be frank. Sorry, Cheech. Anywho, this candy bar sucks. It does not taste like strawberry at all. It just tastes really artificial and shitty. It's like food coloring and fake strawberry flavor. The crunchy parts didn't help at all. I don't know if they were like cookie or if that was like bits of like hardened strawberry or if it was like, I don't know, dried up kernels of Don Johnson's cum, but I couldn't tell what it was. I did not like the flavor. It was bad. I give this a dislike that.
All right, Chad, you agree?
Not quite. This is very reminiscent to me of actually a lot of these other, we tried, I remember very early on, we tried like a Hershey's kind of like, it was like either strawberry cheesecake or cherry cheesecake or something like that. And then do you guys remember maybe a couple years ago around July 4th, we tried like a Hershey's red, white, and blue kind of thing. This is like in that same vein to me where it's just this like disgusting white chocolate with this like even grosser fake fruit flavor piled on top of it. It's really sweet. There's no good flavor there. It's just like squeezing a sugar packet in your mouth, except somehow worse. This is nasty. Hate that.
Ooh. Yeah, this thing tastes like Don's Johnson. It's. I was almost going to give it a hate that too until you reminded me of the red, white, and blue one. And I was like, that's the true hate that because that thing was real nasty. And this is not quite there. So I'm going to give it a low level dislike. We got 2 dislikes and a hate. I'm not surprised. I wanted to get that one out of the way.
Yeah.
I knew
it was going to be bad just looking at it.
Next, let's do the Glorias dulce de leche thing. I don't know what
Oh, yeah?
Aldama is the company, Aldama and Glorias. And it is a... it's like a mushy...
Yeah, tell me what this is, because I'm confused.
It's like they wrapped a dog turd.
Yeah, it looks like when you take a piece of plastic bag and you pick a dog turd up off the lawn and it's still wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your dog had the shits, too. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it was meant to be this way. I feel like it was probably more of like a caramel or a taffy kind of consistency, but before it traveled on multiple plane rides, to reach us. But yeah, it's a dog turd.
Plane rides did this. Did it get motion sick? What happened?
There's like some crunchy thing in there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the corn
That's
from
the dog ate.
Nice. Both making the same terrible joke at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's a real... It's like a big step up from the last thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Chad, you're up first. What do you think of this?
It's very hard to rate because it's very hard to eat.
Yeah.
I'm just like licking it out of the wrapper or whatever. Trying not to get any of the plastic with it. I I do really like dulce de leche flavor a lot of times and stuff. Sometimes it can be a little too much. But I don't think I like it like just by itself. And I feel like that's all this is. I mean, there is some crunchy thing in there. I don't know if it's a nut of some kind or corn, dog poop corn, whatever it is in there. It's not really doing anything to like change the flavor in a noticeable way. So it is just like a little too much. So even disregarding the difficult form factor here for eating, which again I don't think is the snack's fault. So putting that aside, even with that, I don't think this is something that I would really return to very much because it is just sort of really too overwhelming for me. I am going to give this an indifferent to that.
I think the flavor is pretty pleasant.
Yeah.
I wish I knew if it was supposed to be this way or not. It can't because it's so stuck to the wrapper.
How are you supposed to be?
But I was gobbling it up pretty quick, and I don't know if that's because of how bad the Hershey was. But I thought the taste was good, and I actually thought the nuts, the corn in there added a nice texture to it.
Dog poop corn.
It was a nice addition from like when you just get a plain caramel kind of snack. So I'm actually going to give this a like that. Geiger, how about you?
Yeah, this thing obviously gets points off for the form factor, but I am with Chad. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. I think it was like a hard or like semi-firm piece of candy that just like melted to oblivion, potentially on a plane ride. So I will give it some benefit of the doubt. I actually think this is delicious. It's kind of like if you like pecan pie, it's like eating the pecan pie filling is what it tasted like to me. Even like down to the little hard pieces, like being maybe some pieces of pecan. I could be totally off base because I think mostly the inside of a pecan pie is just caramel, right? So that would make some sense to me. I can't believe I'm doing this. I love this thing. This tastes so good. Now I'm saying it only because, like, if you had told me this is how all of them are, and it's just it's a sloppy dump in a plastic wrapper, I'd make it a like that because that's a dumb form factor. I'm basing it on what I have to assume this is not how it was intended to be eaten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, where it's not the snack's fault, I think the flavor is awesome. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. We got a love, a like, and an indifferent. Pretty solid score.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of not looking like it's supposed to, I just looked up Don Johnson, and his face looks more melted than this Glorious.
Time has not been kind to him.
All the plastic surgery he's had is insane.
His face looks like the back of a Chinese phone case.
All right, so we're halfway through the snacks. We'll do our segment right here in the middle. Geiger?
All right, segment time. Guys, I fucked up. I'm just going to tell you that up front. So back in 2019, we discussed bad crimes. And we discussed whether each crime that we listed off was kosher or not, because we did a kosher episode at the time.
Who don't have forget?
Literally no recollection of this at all.
It was not good, but I've let criminals off easy by not detailing their crimes on this podcast every year since. So we're going to make up for some lost time. And we're going to go over
crimes during the pandemic.
Yeah.
No, it was a crimeless time. I'm going to go over 10 crimes, 10 of the craziest crimes from 2022. We're not going to do the kosher bit. I think I'm just going to have you guys rate on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being like, it's not a big deal. I understand that. To 10 being like, throw away the key of how heinous these crimes are. Okay?
1 to 10 years, they should be locked up.
There we go. I like that. I'll allow that edit. Okay.
1 to 10 levels of kosher.
You have to tell me how many Don Johnson lips they have to kiss for all eternity. No, okay. All right, so the first one. An elementary school teacher was arrested in South Dakota after he had apparently gone to Colorado, bought a pound of marijuana butter, came back, used half of it to make a bunch of brownies, and then his mom didn't know that, took the brownies into a senior citizen home, and they all got baked out of their fucking minds, and they called the cops, and he wound up being arrested for possession of a controlled substance, and like is facing like up to 5 years in prison or jail.
Whoa!
So
wait, you said he accidentally did that?
No, well, he baked them for his own consumption. She accidentally thought they were regular brownies and took them into like a card game at a senior center and got them all. But it is illegal in South Dakota, so possession of it and consumption of it's illegal. So, but I mean, it's kind of not his fault either. He meant it for personal consumption. A pound of butter seems like a lot. I don't know how much butter it takes to make a brownie or to get you fucked up, but.
And plus, he lives in a state that has a town called Wall Drug. You know, like you'd think he's like, oh, well, I can do drugs. There's a Wall Drug right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
No? Maybe.
All right, look, people in you live in South Dakota, you should be able to do drugs. Let's be honest. There's nothing else to do.
You don't got shit there but Mount Rushmore, the Badlands, and a stack of pot butter. What else are you going to do?
This doesn't seem bad at all to me. Because he didn't intentionally... Look, he was going to consume for himself. Sure, it's not legal, and it is a crime. But there was no real bad intent. I think this is pretty low on the scale. I think this is only like kosher of 2.
How much kosher salt would you have to rub on those lips before you wouldn't stop kissing them? Chad?
I kind of agree here. You know, to me, this is like one of first of all, I think we all agree, like, pot should be legal. It's kind of ridiculous that it's not in some places.
And hookers, right? We all agree.
100%, yes. But to me, actually, the crime here was that he wasn't intending to share them. You know, that he baked these all for himself rather than, you know, spread the love around to a bunch of bored ass old people. So, you know, I actually think they rectified the situation by sharing them with all these people that, let's be honest, they're all going to be dead in like a year and a half anyway. So, you know, might as well enjoy something before you go. So yeah, this one gets 2 koshers from me.
That is something I thought about in that. And again, I don't know how this all works, but like, that's a lot. If he was able to feed like a whole card game at a senior citizen center with these brownies, it's a lot just to like keep on hand for yourself. But maybe you don't. I guess you don't make a tray of like 1 brownie.
I mean, yeah, unless the card game is solitaire and it was just one old person.
That was it. Yeah, they're playing Minesweeper on their phone, and yeah. All right. 2. An officer tried to pull over a car that was driving along at night with its high beams on. Obviously, you can't do that. That's, you know, dangerous. You could blind people and stuff like that. But it's not like super heinous on its own. Yeah,
you can drive with your high beams as long as there isn't somebody coming the other way.
Yeah, I think he was just He was using his high beams in a situation where he shouldn't, and it was to the point where they were able to pull him over. However, the guy just kept
using
going.
him to peep through somebody's window.
Yeah, he was
that kind of
flashing deer in the woods like we used to do in Wisconsin. Instead of pulling over and just, you know, having a quick talking to with the police, he led them on a high-speed chase, doing 60 miles an hour through 25-mile-an-hour zones, running 6 red lights, and finally till he led them to his house where he pulled into the driveway, got out holding a burger. And when confronted as to why he went on a high-speed chase, he first said his brakes didn't work, so he couldn't stop, and then said, actually, I had just bought this burger, and I wanted to finish it before I got pulled over, because otherwise it would have gone cold. So, I mean, not a bad... It later came out he also was driving on an expired license. But...
Okay.
Man who didn't want his burger to go
And he had a pound and a
cold.
half of marijuana butter in his trunk.
And there was a dead person in the trunk, yeah.
What kind of burger are we talking here?
You didn't say type of burger.
Okay. Because, I mean, it's one thing. It's like, this guy's speeding for a BK burger. You know, that's maybe like 6 koshers. But if it's like, you know, a nice, juicy, like, you know, restaurant-style burger, then it's a little bit more understandable, right?
Well, the burger
is fresh.
In theory, has to be small enough to eat with one hand while you're frantically evading the cops and running red lights with the other. So,
Well, so are we rating the high beams or the car chase?
I think it's leading them on a car. That's ultimately what he got arrested for, is whatever, leading someone on a chase, whatever that's called in legal terms.
Yeah. Okay. I will give him 1 kosher for each red light that he blew. So 6.
I mean, he's caught in a lie here. He wanted to finish his burger, and then he got out of the car with a burger.
Right.
Okay, so
mission failed.
Circle the block a few more times if that's really your goal. So I think this one he's endangered lives, and still didn't finish the burger. So I'm giving that a 7.
Also, your brakes don't work thing is like, just take your foot off the gas. The car will stop. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well, also, you got to your own house, so it's not like where you just crash into your garage. Sorry, that don't work. Do you have any mustard? All right. Number 3, Robin Folsom, a 43-year-old Georgia state official. She was like in charge of like prisoner rehabilitation and reform programs in the state of Georgia. Got in trouble because she told everyone that she was pregnant. And then she was carrying this baby to term and all these things like that. And then after she gave birth, the father sent in an email saying that there was some medical problem with the pregnancy and that she needed bed rest. So she needed 7 weeks paid bed rest to hold up, which the state then granted her. Normally they wouldn't have, but they did because they said it was required. However, they got suspicious when 3 months later she said she was pregnant again. And when coworkers started looking at the pictures and seeing that the different baby pictures she was showing them all had different skin tones, then one of the women said it looked like part of her belly was coming off when she was walking around at work. And finally, they found the email from the dad, and it turns out it was completely fabricated. So she wound up going to jail for healthcare fraud because she essentially was wearing a fake belly under her shirt and pretending to be pregnant and then getting 7 weeks paid leave out of it, and tried to do this 3 different times in 2 years. So a very elaborate and poorly pulled off scheme of being pregnant.
I like how the first 2 parts of evidence, the babies have a different skin tone. Yeah, it's suspicious. The stomach seems to be coming off. Yes. And then there's the email where she said, I'm not fucking pregnant. I'm making the
Yeah, the man that sent in the email apparently never existed.
It was from her own email address. I'm daddy.
This is, insurance, or not insurance, or just what kind of fraud does this count as?
Healthcare fraud, they said it was.
Okay, healthcare fraud.
Because it's essentially and it's also the government is like paying for her, like your taxpayer dollars are going for her to have a vacation.
And the healthcare system's fucked enough as it is without this lady fucking it up even more. So this seems pretty bad, but not quite as bad as like the driving through town with a burger at 65.
Burger Bandit. Robble.
So I'm going to go 5. 5 kosher.
Right. 5 what? I appreciate her idea here. I like where her head was at.
You do?
Yeah.
Milking the government?
I would like, whatever, gives a shit. I would like to take extra time. Like, people should get more time off work than we do in this country.
Yeah, if they are pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, who are
7
you to
weeks
say?
of bed rest? How do they know the minute you give birth that you need 7 weeks of bed rest? I don't know.
Look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't know a lot about vaginas. I just pick them when I'm buying a fleshlight, but point and pick the first one that comes up. That's all I know about them. I like that she had the belly, the fake belly. That's kind of taking it a nice step. That's like the next step above just shoving a pillow up there or something like that. So that's pretty good. But really, next time if I were her, just go get knocked up. Probably is if is the way you want to do that.
Or use pictures of the same baby every time.
Right. Yeah. So I will give this one 3 koshers.
Okay. All right. Number 4. Always good when we start a sentence with Florida man. So Florida man called 911 to ask them to test the authenticity of his meth. So he apparently bought 2 bags of meth from some dude at a bar. Mm-hmm. And thought that it was actually bath salts. He's like, oh, there's no way this is real meth. Went to the police station, talked to an officer and said, look, I'm a really experienced drug user. I know good meth and how it feels when you take it. This isn't meth. I think it's bath salts, and I don't want this guy out there selling bath salts to people. That's dangerous. Pulled out the meth, plopped it on the counter. The cops tested it. And the good news was he had not been defrauded. It was real-ass meth. And then the bad news was he was arrested for real-ass meth and paraphernalia possession. So kind of a self-own. Yeah. But look, I appreciate the fact that he's like concerned about the consumer, right? Like he wanted to make sure this guy wasn't peddling incorrect meth.
He's like his own little Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
I also like he gave his bona fides. Like, I'm an experienced drug user. I know.
Mm-hmm. Look at all these Yelp reviews I've written of past meth dealers.
Is this John Stossel? Is he looking out for the little man?
Yeah. Novak, I think you're up first. How many koshers for this meth head?
All right. Well... I guess he was well intentioned, This is again, he's not going out trying to harm people. I think Burger
not yet. He wasn't on meth,
right?
That comes after the meth ingestion.
And actually, he's like you said, he's looking out for his fellow, drug addicts. And someone's got to look out for him because
I'm
not them.
And he was willing to put his money where his mouth is. He's not just gonna make this assumption. He's not just gonna go online complaining about shit and then not do anything about it. This guy's going out and he's gonna take his complaint to the highest level. I give him credit for that. I'm gonna give him a 3 koshers.
Do you think he was just using bath salts the whole time, and then when he finally got real meth, he's like, no, this isn't it.
This other bath salt meth made me see God.
This isn't it. This actually makes me high. This can't be it. I don't think this is bad at all. I actually think the cops made a mistake by arresting this guy. They should have then turned it around and flipped him and try to like get the dealer or whatever, like they do in shows.
This guy was the linchpin to the cartel for sure.
Yeah. Well, you got to move up, right? I've watched The Wire or something. So I'm only going to give this one packet of kosher salt.
Wow. All right. Meth has
1 packet of kosher bath salts.
Pretty lenient in Judge Hancock's courtroom over here. All right.
Yeah.
Another sentence you don't want to hear often: Wisconsin dentist. So a Wisconsin dentist was. Oh, I'm sorry.
Why don't I want to hear the phrase Wisconsin dentist?
I don't know.
They don't exist.
Yeah, good job. This was the guy that got charged with healthcare fraud. That other one's just defrauding the government. So his problem is that he was intentionally damaging people's teeth so he could then sell them crowns. So basically, what he did was tell somebody they need a crown. He would then, they'd go, okay, I guess, you trust your dentist. Sure.
Punch him in the mouth.
And then he'd sock him in the face. He'd shove a bunch of electronic lips into their mouth and break their teeth. No.
He'd say, you need a crown. Then he'd smash you in the face with his giant gold crown.
He then took his drill while they were all numbed up and broke their teeth with it. Took the X-ray, sent the X-ray to the insurance as saying that was like the before scene, and then put the crown on. So he, so that he could charge the money. He's bilking the system. So he didn't get caught until he gave up his practice, and the people that took over his practice discovered that his, like, I guess the ratio they say of like a typical dentist is like 1 out of every 36 patients, or I'm sorry. Something like that. It was like something like 11 out of 100 patients actually needed a crown. He had like something like 36 to 40 out of 100 got crowns. He made from 2015 to 2019, he did $4.2 million of crown work. So this guy, good or bad, kosher or not?
Chad?
Dentist.
All right, everybody hates dentist, right? Going to the dentist to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
It is a nightmare for a lot of people. I just zen out because I had like so much, orthodontia work as a kid or whatever. Like I don't even care anymore. I just sit in a chair and go to my happy place, which is not the dentist chair. But yeah, this is really, really fucked. It does sound like a true nightmare. Somebody going in and damaging your teeth when they don't need it. I can think of slightly worse crimes, so I'm not going to give it the max score, but this is going to get a 9 koshers from me.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think this is awful.
You know what I say? If you're going to crown them, then crown their ass. So, look, he could have just been, most dentists in Wisconsin just poke around in there with a bratwurst instead of a drill anyway. These backwoods fucks were going to need a crown sooner or later. Okay? He was speeding up the process. It's called preventive dentistry. Okay? I'm going to give this guy a 4.
Well, wow. I mean, he was mostly bilking the insurance company, I guess, not the people, but yeah.
Well,
which in turn bilks the people later, yeah, when the premiums go up. And he fucking broke their teeth.
Less so than the money, like the stealing the money from people is the like physical fucking up of their teeth. Like
Right. Yeah. All right. Number 6, our friends at Beyond Meat. We've eaten some Beyond Meat on this podcast before, I believe, right?
Yeah.
The Beyond Meat's former COO, he was the COO at the time, named Doug Ramsey, was leaving an Arkansas football game when someone hit his car. In an enraged fit, he got out, punched through the back windshield, pulled the driver out, socked him in the face, bit his nose off while screaming at him that he'll kill him. So he was charged with terroristic threats and presumably assault and eating someone's nose, and resigned as the CEO of Beyond Meat. So was this like biting someone's nose off, guys? Kosher?
Wait, why did he do that? I missed the beginning part of why he.
Someone hit his car. They were leaving an Arkansas football game, NCAA game, and someone just hit his car apparently in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he went psycho.
He went beyond.
He went beyond sane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eating a nose is definitely going a bit beyond meat. I mean, it's
yeah, this one's really not good.
He was creating some crown work for that dentist.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. 10. Punching through windshields, ripping guys out, and biting. I mean,
but
short of murder, what the fuck is left?
Right, exactly. He didn't murder him, and they hurt his car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, 9.9. I'll save 10 for 9.9 koshers.
All right. I disagree. I didn't really think this one was all that bad when you were describing it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't really like road rage that much. I mean, obviously, like I'm pretty chill behind the wheel. Except sometimes flick somebody off every now and then. But you know how it is. But yeah, most of the time, road rage is something I don't really understand. But like the guy did hit his car. My problem with this is that these people are Arkansas Razorbacks fans. So 8 koshers.
All right. Fair. All right. Fellas, in Cologne, Germany this year, this happened right before the end of the year. They actually haven't caught the perpetrators. Somebody stole 60 containers of bull semen.
That's me.
So, all right, case solved. Apparently, for like really high quality bulls, you can get up to $200 a vial of bull jizz in the U.S. And recently, 10 vials went for $67,000 in Australia. Police are also apparently. The police are very confused because it also apparently needs to be cooled with liquid nitrogen so it doesn't like spoil. So they don't know how they pulled this off. This is a whole lot of bull junk to pull off at one time.
Wanted by farmers to like inseminate?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yeah, for like the better quality
their
stock.
Wives? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's wanted by farmers to seed into their fleshlights when they jack off.
You're like, they wonder how they pulled it off. These people didn't pull it off. They have no idea that this stuff needed liquid nitrogen. Like, they just took it out in their back pockets or whatever. And, like, that stuff got spoiled long time ago.
They shoved bull jizz in their back pocket?
Yeah, or, like, maybe a backpack.
Yeah, could be a backpack.
Or maybe they were just really thirsty.
So, yanking out bull jizz, what do you guys think? Kosher? I should note the article didn't refer to it as bull jizz. That's my own editorial.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cow jizz?
Yeah.
Bull
they called it moo juice.
Well, this is, if you think about it, it's kind of a victimless crime in a way, because those bulls, they can always nut again, you know. Live to nut another day. This one's kind of middle of the road for me. I'm gonna go 5 koshers on this one.
This one is so strange. Like, aren't there bulls everywhere?
Yeah, like, why is it so valuable? There's a million fucking bulls in the world.
The article said it like really messed with like the farming industry out there because they depend on these kind of inter-farm insemination. But I don't know.
Go jack off another cow. How hard is this?
Look,
I think that was the main problem. It's so hard to just jack off a cow.
Just put your phone lips on the cow's genitals, and then on your end, you proceed to
the only bull's jizz that's worth that much money is Michael Jordan's.
Hell yeah!
Right. So if you're gonna pay for bull jizz, then you get Jordan and perhaps Pippen even.
I'm Dennis Rodman.
This is this is so bizarre to me. I don't know where to put. I'm going to put it right in the middle at 5.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
Koshers.
We'll go through these last 3 to see how kosher they are, and then we'll be good. All right. A woman tried to buy a baby at a Walmart. So this woman got in line in a Walmart checkout counter. This is I'm trying to find the city. It doesn't fucking matter. But and she made some sort of comment to the woman in front of her. She had a bright, beautiful little baby boy, and he goes, "Oh, I'd love to buy that baby from you." And she was like, "No, he's my son. He's not for sale." And she just kept insisting that she would pay the person $250,000, and I have the money right now. And she's like, "No, I'm not interested." And the woman apparently chased her into the parking lot, insisting on buying the baby to the point where she locked herself and the baby in the car and called the police. She just kept saying, "I will buy the baby. I will buy the baby," and wouldn't leave them alone about it.
Wow.
So now look, she might really have given that baby a good home. We don't know. Maybe it would have been an upgrade. But
maybe she was a prison guard that had faked a pregnancy and needed a baby for her alibi. Maybe that's what it was.
What is the crime? Is it harassment? Is that like the name?
Yes, she was felony charges of attempted sale or purchase of a child, which she denied. She claimed she was at the Walmart simply minding her own business.
Okay.
She thought it was the Black Friday sale on children.
Look, we all have children. I think some of the fault is on this parent, because you got to at least hear her out, right? Listen to offers, negotiate a little.
Yeah.
Because if you get a good offer, you may not get an offer like that again in the future. So, and as far as the woman who chased her down, always be closing. So you gotta be careful. Persistent.
Always buying children. ABC.
She didn't say, "Give me your kid." She was offering fair compensation. Sure she did. No, she said, "I want to buy the kid." Right? She never stopped offering to buy the kid. She didn't just say, "I'm going to take it." That's fair.
Yeah. Right? She had the money. She had the money. Yeah. She was good for it. Right. No credit required.
So, I'm going to give this one a 3.
Chad?
Yeah, I mean, this is a problem. First of all, like, I can't imagine ever wanting to buy anyone else's kids. Like, before I had my own kids, I basically hated all kids. I kind of still hate all kids except for my own kids. So, like, the idea of buying another person's children is truly abhorrent to me. So we need to lock this woman up. 7 koshers.
Okay. All right, I think you guys are going to find this next one pretty hard to deliberate. All right. A 53-year-old Oklahoma man, Larry Doyle Sanders, went bare hand fishing or noodling. I don't know. You guys know that it's like where they stick your hand in the water and try to like catch a fish with just your hands, kind of thing.
The hillbilly hand fishing TV show or whatever.
Exactly. And went with a friend of his, Jimmy Knighton. The problem is that the two of them apparently got in a dispute, and they wound up fighting, and he wound up strangling Knighton to death. However, there was a good reason for it, according to Sanders, when the cops appeared. He said, during the fight, Knighton had summoned Bigfoot to kill him. So, and the monster appeared before Knighton tried to get away. So not wanting to be eaten by the Sasquatch, Sanders murdered Knighton so that Bigfoot would focus on the easy prey and he could get away. So he basically killed Bigfoot as like to appease him as a food offering. I'm sorry, he didn't kill the guy to appease Bigfoot for a food offering.
Whoa.
He killed
so he fucking killed Bigfoot, and that's what he's arrested for, killing an animal. No, so he's facing murder charges, but he was sacrificing his friend to Bigfoot so he could escape.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Who's the crime here? Is it the guy who killed his friend, or the one who summoned Bigfoot?
Yeah.
I don't think summoning Bigfoot's illegal. It's highly unusual.
If you summon him to attack your friend.
Yeah.
Wait, is that why he summoned him? Did it say that? That he summoned
Bigfoot
just said, to go after his friend?
Yes. He summoned him to attack. He was in a bad physical fight with his friend, and his friend summoned Bigfoot to kill him.
Okay.
He had some sort of connection with Bigfoot. Bigfoot did his bidding. But he showed up too early, and it was time to kill him to make his getaway. So what do you guys think? Was this is this a proper self-defense, you think?
Our podcast is well-known supporter of Bigfoot.
Yes.
All right. Now, when you are in a fight with someone, man-to-man, this seemed like a man-to-man, hand-to-hand combat, right? This wasn't like two guys got in a fight, they're going to settle it the old-fashioned way. You can't summon Bigfoot, right? It's like, it's not cool to do that when you're just settling things the old-fashioned
way. Bro!
So, I'm giving a score of 8 to the guy who summoned Bigfoot for the fight.
Okay. That is true. Like, before most boxing events, the refs are at, let's get a good, clean fight. No punching below the belt. No summoning Bigfoot. Like, just giving them all the instructions.
Bigfoot's just fucking like peering behind a tree.
Bigfoot's like hanging out in the guy's corner. Just like,
I'm ready when you need me.
Look, I'm going to disagree with Novak. I don't have any problems with the Bigfoot summoning here because, look, when you're in a hillbilly hand fishing fight to the death, right, you do what you can. And if
I don't think anything
Bigfoot
about hand fishing is a fight. I don't think that has anything to do with it. They don't
that's what
punch each other until the fish come out.
Look, you do what you can. And so, like, this guy summoned Bigfoot. Look, the other guy, his response should not have been then to turn around and, like, murder him. He should have summoned his own creature in kind, right? Whether that's the walking pants one, or like a Yeti, or fucking aliens. I don't know. Bring in Loch Ness Monster, right? Anybody who's ever played like Pokemon or like like a JRPG or something like that, you know that you got to bring your big summon spells to the to the game. You got to bring your familiars to your hillbilly ham fight. So I'm gonna give that guy 9 kosher salts because he should have summoned Loch Ness Monster.
My Bigfoot that was hiding behind the tree was just my Hulk Hogan voice. Let me know when you're ready. You need me, brother.
I'll be over here begging your mom, brother. All right, last
you
one.
You summon Hulk Hogan. You summon Bigfoot.
Hulk Hogan will go cuck Bigfoot, and he'll be so ashamed he won't show up. All right, last one. Police were trying to evict someone out of their home. This was in, I'm trying to find the city real quick. Why does it matter? We don't care.
Los Angeles. Hulk Hogan.
Sure. People were trying to convict the Hulkster out of his home. And they were, this was, in Springfield, Massachusetts. So the officers are waiting outside as a large mansion for the occupant to come back from court, he was appealing the ousting in court, when all of a sudden a concerned neighbor showed up in a truck. And the first sign of danger was that the woman stepped out in a full beekeeper's outfit, then proceeded to open up the truck and release hives of bees that were in the back and start grabbing the hives and shaking them near the officers, trying to piss the bees off.
She brought her bee summoning spell to the fight.
It says in the article, the driver broke off a cover. The driver broke off a cover.
Officer Bigfoot, we need backup. Officer Bigfoot.
Officer Bigfoot. So she weaponized the bees, put lives in danger. Several deputies are allergic to bees, he added. And it also stung a police. Taken to the hospital, a stung police photographer was, quote, all right. And thousands of bees were destroyed after bystanders were stung. She was reportedly evicted from her own home several years ago. And so she took this very much to heart and was charged with multiple offenses. So Operation Sting here, this woman with her weaponized bees. What do you think?
Yeah. All right, here's what I'll say. In this country, the rent is too damn high, right? Landlords have too much power. People getting evicted left and right. And, True. she just took, that saying, ACAB, ACAB, all cops are bees. And she brought bees to the cop fight, took them out with the bees. I don't blame this woman at all. Those cops had it coming to her. Just let her stay in her place, I say. 2 koshers for this woman.
The process of weaponizing the bees.
It's impressive. It's super impressive.
It's like an elaborate plot
with these bees.
Yeah.
I feel like the police officers should have had ample time to get away. Right? Like, this lady has to get out, get into her trunk, pull out like the hive, walk towards them, shake it. This could have been stopped many times. Why is she just being allowed to grab stuff out of the trunk?
No. Let's see what she's doing. Maybe she's going to bring us some honey.
And why shaking it, and suddenly the bees just like swarm the police officers?
Novak, you're not a bee master. You don't know the art of enraging the bee. It's probably just shaking their hive repeatedly.
The issue with the police, the thing they did not do, because I know I've seen it happen. The one thing that can defeat Sting, and has done it, multiple times, defeated Sting for the World Championship as Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
They failed to do so. But, we have a huge bee shortage in the country, so 10.
Just repopulated the bees.
I thought you were gonna say the one thing that's defeated Sting is coming, because you know that story about
what
the singer, the singer Sting.
The tantric sex.
Yeah, he's famous for edging himself for hours or whatever.
And then he just
cops forgot to not come.
Oh, now I know who was buying the bull semen, so he just hours later just grabs this vial out of his pocket and whips it forward, and people think that he came.
Yep.
Why is glass always breaking when Sting comes?
All right, we got 2 snacks left. Let's do the other strawberry snack. Colombina Wafer is what this is. The Colombina is the company Sabor Fresa. So it is a strawberry wafer cookie. 2 big flat rectangles. A very thin layer of strawberry in there.
Dry as bitch.
Tastes super fresh.
This is dry as Sting on a Friday night.
What is the story? How long has he claimed to have this tantric sex?
Okay. How long can Sting go without nutting? These results are not good.
Is that the exact verbiage you used?
Yeah. A 7-hour tantric sex sessions is what he says. Sting, keep in mind, Sting is 71, so...
he's not edging himself, he's having sex that whole time. Right?
Yeah, and just not finishing.
He's 71. He's just limp for 6 hours.
He can't come.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. That fucking sounds like a nightmare to me. I'm done after 7 minutes. Really, 7 hours. Fuck's sake.
Tantric sex legend George Burns goes 4 days.
50 years without coming.
2 weeks before he realized someone had been holding his dick.
Reportedly slept through most of it. George Burns just smoking a big cigar, getting head for 3 days straight. What's going on down there?
This guy's a legend.
Hugh Hefner can't come because no amount of touching his penis gets a reaction anymore.
George Burns just laying back. He's like, yeah, I've been getting domed for 1.5 years.
They just rotated it out.
She got tired, had to summon Bigfoot. And...
Bigfoot never gets tired.
Who's old besides George Burns? I couldn't think of anyone.
He's the only old person? Who's old and probably still fucks?
Yeah, who is alive and very old right now?
Well, Hefner's dead, right? But he was a good example of an old guy who fucked. A
good example, yes.
Very good example.
All right, I'm going to type who's old and still fucks.
Probably some actor.
LemonParty.com. Oh, okay.
Oh, Sting.
Probably some actors are still having kids, even. Like Sean Connery probably had a kid recently. He died. Fuck. Did he? I don't know.
Did he? Yeah. I think he did.
I think he did die. Yeah. Died the way he lived, edging his dick. Welcome to the rock, hard penis.
I'm waiting to be impressed because I haven't come yet.
All right. These wafers, to me, this is very plain. I don't think they taste bad.
The dick is out. The game is on. Whatever. This makes sense. Sorry, go ahead, Novak.
Indifferent to that. very, very plain tasting. They don't taste bad to me. They don't taste good either, though. So, right in the middle. Geiger?
Jerry Jones fucks. He's old. The owner of the Cowboys. I bet you it takes him days to come. He's just so used to fucking coming all the time.
Oh, yeah. Article here. Jerry Jones in the middle of 2-month tantric
will not come till they win Super Bowl. God damn it, Mike McCarthy's just screaming at him. I fucking blue balled for 9 years. Yeah, these are the most forgettable snack we could have eaten. The cookie part or the wafer is super plain and dry. There's almost no strawberry flavoring in the middle, but that's fine because the strawberry flavor isn't that great. It's just kind of there. Indifferent is a pretty good way to sum it up.
All right, Chad.
A little harsher on these than you guys. I think it tastes extremely stale. I don't know. I don't like it when there's just like no flavor. There actually is a little bit of flavor there, and I think it's bad. These are kind of gross to me. I'm going to give them a dislike it.
All right. 2 indifferents, a dislike. Still the turd is in the lead, but we've got one left. It's called the Rocko. At the Galeta.
That's what the turd is in the lead. That's what George Burns said when he was talking about the race between his nut and his daily poop. Turd's in the lead.
Which will happen
first? Classic tortoise in the hare type deal here.
Oh, my turd is tortoising. You can see it popping out.
All right. This is the Marinela Rocko, and it basically looks like a moon pie. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much a moon pie, but it's, according to the front, has some kind of like a fruity cream in it. Mine is very crumbly. Like
marshmallow or something in here too?
Yeah, I said moon pie, motherfucker.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Someone's about to summon Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's it, motherfucker. I'm bringing in all the cryptids.
Billy Joel is set to become a father at age 65. So he's fucking. Good job, Billy Joel.
Wow. Now, women obviously can't get pregnant after a point. Is there an age where a man can't get pregnant? Can't get a woman pregnant?
Is there an age where a man can't get pregnant? Yeah, 0, asshole.
Like, could George Burns, like, in theory, let's say he came... Like, I know he's not alive.
Let's say he finally came. We dug up his corpse, nutted off the skeleton.
Let's say we got James Cameron to CGI George Burns coming.
Avatar: The Way of Burns.
Yeah, we put George Burns into an avatar just so we could finally stroke him off. Look, I'm going to spend a lot of time inventing avatar tech just so I can reanimate corpses and get them to come. That's what we need the Navi tech for.
Here's Al Jolson coming into a sock.
All right, Geiger.
That would be the most unlucky, like, Like you're like the woman that finally got George Burns to come, and then you get pregnant. You're like, God damn it, this old fuck. I mean, I guess presumably that you love him or something, but yeah.
Wait, Al Jolson gets to Avatar, and his avatar is to come into a sock.
They don't let him have a woman. All right, Al, pick out which fleshlight you want. What? Hurry up! It's Black Friday.
They're all blue because you're an avatar.
All the Navi pussies are equally loose and sloppy, just like I said. All right, snack, right? This thing is kind of like a moon pie, but with a strawberry filling or raspberry filling. I maybe it's because it's been hit over the head a million times tonight. These fake fruit flavors just are bad. I don't like them. I don't like it's like this that gummy. I kind of like a moon pie, kind of, but this was just. It was big. It was like eating a small hamburger, and the fruit was not good. I'd give this a indifferent. It was okay. It wasn't terrible tasting. The chocolate's not good. Cookie's really crumbly. And the strawberry's not good, so I'll actually give it a dislike that. I ate the whole thing, but it's not. But it's not great.
But that's because you were running from the cops at the time.
Yeah, I wanted to finish my burger.
It's pretty sizable too. Let's be fair.
It's not small. It's like a quarter pounder with cheese size.
All right, Chad, what do you think?
This is actually probably my favorite thing of the night. But at the same time, I agree with Geiger that it's not really all that great. That like fruit flavor in the inside is kind of not what I want. I wish this instead like had some chocolate cream or something like that in the middle would be better. And also it's just like a little bit weirdly chewy. The whole thing is like not a great consistency. But I thought the chocolate was actually pretty good, and I like the crunch from the cookie. This thing's okay. I'll just give it still an indifferent to that.
You said good things about it, and I think you're right. It is tasty. You seemed ashamed to think that it was tasty.
I just didn't like the middle part of it. I didn't love the whole thing, but I think it's pretty good.
I also think it's pretty good. I wish the cream was better. I do like moon pies, and I was excited that the fruit flavored cream was in there, but it's like. It's not like a jelly consistency, which I think would have been good. It's like almost like a fruit roll-up-y type of texture. Like you could pull it out. So that's not great. But I still think it's tasty. I think I gave a like also to the other snack earlier.
The
and
dog
I think,
poop, yeah.
Yeah, and I still think this is, I would rather eat this. But they're close. I'm going to give this a like that. So a like, an indifferent, and a dislike. The winner is still going to be the Aldama Glorias Dulce de Leche. And even though the consistency was fucked, we still got the win.
Riding on the back of Geiger's love there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
That consistency was more fucked than George Burns' withered penis. Did George Burns even notoriously fuck a lot? I think I don't have any idea other than he was a comedian.
He was notoriously old.
George Burns.
He got to be pretty old before he died. If you committed any weird crimes, okay. If you committed any weird crimes, if you want to have had any of these snacks before, or you want to suggest snacks that we should try, give us your thoughts about the ratings. You can reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. We are on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. We really do appreciate all of you for listening. And if you have any friends and family you think this would be a good podcast for, we'd love for you to let them know.
All right. Some oldest living celebrities. Bob Barker.
Oh.
99.
He fucks.
Wow.
Yeah. Henry Kissinger. He uses that kissing device. He's also 99. Norman Lear. Jimmy Carter, he just passed, right?
Yeah.
He was fucking before. Alan Greenspan fucks. He's 96.
He fucks with the economy.
Mel Brooks is 96. Oh, and don't tell me fucking Tony Bennett doesn't fuck. He's also 96.
Tony Bennett is fucking. He left his nut in San Francisco.
What's the Navi land called? That's what it is.
Pandora.
Yeah, that's what it should have been. I left my nut in Pandora. So Tony Bennett, I looked up oldest living celebrities, and you go through the list, and it's like, this person, director of this movie, various people I don't know that well, and then it gets to Tony Bennett, and it says actor / Muppets Most Wanted.
Tony Bennett's gonna have Muppets Most Wanted on his fucking gravestone. He's gonna come back and haunt us.
He was sitting back getting Muppets Most Nutted as they were jerking him off. Whatever.
Who the hell's left? I don't know, that guy who controls Fozzie's over there. Can you take over?
Hey, Frank Oz, do the voice while you're doing it. Waka, waka, waka. Why is Fozzie all grizzled?
He's tired of jerking off of Tony Bennett.
Waka, waka, give me that fucking cum.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, he's sick of it, like you said.
All right. Well, at Waka Waka, give me that fucking cumble. And
no, don't bring it up. I need to cut it. Stop referring to it.
We'll end this here. That'll do it for this week. We'll be back next week. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.
Waka Waka, give me that fucking cup.